So my recommendations for mineral supplementation, and this would include both the macro minerals, so usually you think about calcium and phosphorus, and then the micro minerals, which are, there's 4 or 5 of those. Copper is the one we usually think about, so there's those micro minerals. When I talk to people and encourage them and give them recommendations about mineral supplementation, because there has been a lot of poor performing minerals in the past, and people have spent a lot of money with not a lot of results. And so there's some things that will help you be much more successful in a mineral supplementation program. One is choose a good trace mineral package that will perform well in your area. So if you're dealing with lots of antagonists, then you need to have minerals that perform well in an area that has lots of antagonists. Of course, your veterinarian can help you with that. The other is that 30 and 40 years ago, they used to say, provide a little trace mineral package before you calve and a little trace mineral package before you wean, and everything will be fine. And that's just not the case. There's been lots of research recently to indicate that it's very important to supplement trace minerals year-round. There's something going on with either that cow or the fetus developing that needs that trace mineral year-round. So it's important to supplement that year-round. The other is I really encourage people to monitor consumption. So if your target consumption is 2 to 4 ounces, then just do the math on that and understand how many bags of minerals should be disappearing each week or each month, and feed for that consumption target. If they don't eat it, it's not doing them any good. If they eat too much of it, then you need to back them off, because more is not necessarily better. So feed towards your target consumption. The other thing that a person needs to realize is that consumption is driven by salt. So oftentimes in years past they used to say consumption was driven by something. They used to use phosphorus a lot, or some other element that the cow is deficient in. And that's just not the case either. So salt is the driver. So the tricky part is to make sure that your consumption is accurate, and so sometimes you have to get a mineral adjusted a little bit for the salt content so that you get your consumption correct for your particular place. The other advice that they're giving us now is that you need to make the mineral available probably in more sources or more locations than we used to think in the past. And so if you think about behavior of cattle and how they go to the water tank, if we have 2 mineral feeders there at the water tank, and 150 cows come to the mineral feeder and they all fight for a drink of water, a handful of them will go to the mineral tub and lick a little bit, and then everybody leaves at the same time. Not everybody has had access or time to get to the minerals, so they don't consume, not everybody gets to consume the mineral, and they need to have access to that mineral probably twice a week in order for them to maintain the levels that they need to have it perform the way we want. And so those are some things that have been very helpful to me, encouraging people, or in my own situation, to provide trace mineral packages the way we'd like.